To humiliate me, my female boss gifted me a green turtle plushie. I gave the toy's belly a gentle pinch, only to watch her expression change instantly as she clutched her own stomach. Back home, I found the plushie felt quite nice to the touch, so I kept stroking it. But in the dead of night, my boss called me. Stop touching it, please. How about I just come over to your place instead? My name is Jack. I've been grinding at this marketing firm in Chicago for 5 years. But my boss, Veronica, has been trying to bury me since day one. She wants me out, dead or alive. The beef. Simple. 5 years ago, I walked into the interview room and destroyed her boyfriend. I got the job. He got the boot. Correction, ex-boyfriend. They broke up shortly after, but Veronica never let it go. She blamed me for ruining her perfect future. So, she climbed the corporate ladder with a vengeance, clawing her way up to VP, just so she could look down on me. I didn't slack off, though. I'm right below her, close enough to be a thorn in her side, but performing too well for her to fire without a lawsuit. Jack, I got you a little something. Veronica dropped a plush toy onto my desk with a heavy thud. It was a turtle, a bright, neon green turtle with a stupid grin, but she had taken a Sharpie and written CUCK in big black letters across its shell. What's this supposed to be, Veronica? I asked, leaning back in my chair. Just a reminder of your place, she smirked, her red lips curving into a cruel smile. Heard about your girlfriend, or should I say, ex-girlfriend, cheating on you with a finance bro. This turtle is slow and pathetic, just like you. The office went silent. Whispers rippled through the cubicles. That's cold, even for her, someone muttered. My jaw tightened. 2 days ago, I found out my girlfriend was banging some guy from Wall Street. I was raw. I was angry. And Veronica knew exactly where to stick the knife. Cute, I said, my voice low. Thanks for the concern, Veronica. I'll be sure to return the favor. I grabbed the turtle by its neck. I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I knew she was baiting me. 1 HR violation. 1 outburst, and she'd have the ammo to fire me. 5 years of psychological warfare, and she was still waiting for me to slip. Hey, I'll be waiting, she whispered, spinning on her heels and walking away. I took the damn turtle home. I threw it on my couch. It was an insult, sure, but it fueled me. It was like bitter medicine. It woke me up. I stared at the green fabric, swearing to myself that I'd never be a simp again. No more getting played. I picked up the turtle, intending to toss it in the trash, but my thumb brushed against the fabric of its shell. I paused. I ran my hand over the bottom of the shell, near the tail. What the hell? It felt weirdly good. Not like cheap polyester. It felt warm. I rubbed it again. The texture wasn't fabric. It felt like skin. Soft, yielding, elastic skin. This is insane, I muttered. It's a $5 gag gift. Why does the ass feel so realistic? I pressed my fingers deeper. It had resistance. It had warmth. It felt exactly like squeezing a woman's ass. No way. I shifted my grip and rubbed the turtle's stomach. Soft, velvety, but different from the back. It felt like a flat, toned stomach. It felt terrifyingly familiar. I closed my eyes and rubbed the lower belly of the toy. A shiver ran down my spine. It felt exactly like touching my ex-girlfriend. No, better, smoother, tighter. Is this some kind of new silicone tech? I wondered aloud. Did she spend a fortune on a high-tech sex doll just to mock me? I was lonely, drunk on whiskey, and angry. So, I didn't stop. I spent the night mindlessly stroking the plushie, trying to numb the pain of the breakup. I fell asleep cuddling the damn thing, my hand resting on its soft underbelly. It was the best sleep I'd had in weeks. It felt like there was a real woman in bed with me. The next morning at the office, Veronica looked like a train wreck. Veronica, are you okay? An intern asked. You look exhausted. Veronica had dark circles under her eyes. She looked like she hadn't slept a wink. She was jittery, on edge. I'm fine, she snapped, storming into her office. What's her problem? I whispered to myself. Needs to get laid, probably. She slammed her door shut. I smirked and went back to work. Around lunch, I walked past the break room. The door was slightly ajar. I heard whimpering. Stop, please. God, stop touching me. I don't know who you are, just stop. The voice was breathless, desperate. It was Veronica. My eyebrows shot up. Was she hooking up in the break room? At noon. I knew she was frustrated, but this was bold. I peeked through the crack in the door. Veronica was alone. She was lying on the leather sofa, her body twisting, her hands clutching her own waist and thighs. She was asleep, but she was reacting to something. She's dreaming about getting felt up, I thought, amused. Man, that dry spell must be hitting her hard. I pulled out my phone and recorded a few seconds of the audio, just in case. That night, the office group chat, the one without Veronica, was blowing up. Coworker 1, Did you hear Veronica in the break room? Sounded like she was having a nightmare about being groped. Coworker 2. She's losing it. She kept complaining that someone was touching her all night. Coworker 3. She needs a boyfriend. Badly. I chuckled, reading the text in bed. I grabbed the green turtle, placed it on my lap, and started absent-mindedly scratching its back while watching Netflix. Midnight struck. My phone rang. Caller id. The bitch, Veronica. I answered. Veronica, it's late. Jack. Her voice was shrill, trembling with rage. Is it you? Are you doing this? Doing what? I'm in bed, watching TV. You crazy. Don't play dumb. I know it's you. Someone is touching me. Everywhere. Is this some kind of voodoo? You're hallucinating, Veronica. Go see a doctor. Or get a date. I was annoyed. She wakes me up to accuse me of ghost groping her. Out of spite, I grabbed the turtle's ass and squeezed it. Hard. A pinch. H. Veronica screamed on the other end of the line. My ass. You just pinched my ass. I froze. I looked at the turtle. I looked at my hand. Wait. I gently ran a finger down the turtle's stomach. A soft, involuntary moan escaped Veronica's lips through the speaker. Holy shit. It wasn't a hallucination. The doll, it was linked to her. Sensory synchronization. Jack, she gasped. If that's you, stop. A wicked grin spread across my face. She gave me this doll to humiliate me. She wanted me to look at it and feel like a loser. But instead, she handed me the remote control to her body. So what if it is me? I whispered into the phone, my voice dropping an octave. I'm just playing with my toy, Veronica. The one you gave me. I dragged my nails lightly across the turtle's chest. Oh God, she whimpered. If you want me to stop, I said coldly, you know where I live. Come beg. I hung up. I sat there, staring at the neon green turtle. This was power. Absolute, terrifying power. I poked its belly button. Nothing happened. I squeezed the thigh. I waited. 20 minutes later, there was a frantic pounding on my apartment door. Bang, bang, bang. Jack, open up. I checked the time. 3:00 a.m. I shoved the turtle under my bed, threw on a t-shirt, and opened the door. Veronica stood there. She was a mess. Her hair was disheveled. She was wearing a trench coat over pajamas, and her eyes were wild. You sick bastard, she hissed, pushing past me into the apartment. Whoa, easy. You're trespassing, I said, leaning against the doorframe. She spun around, tears welling in her eyes. The Ice Queen was melting. Please, she whispered, her voice cracking. Just stop. I can't take it anymore. It feels like you're everywhere. I can't sleep. I can't think. I don't know what you're talking about. I lied smoothly. She stared at me, then took a deep breath. Her hands went to the belt of her trench coat. If you think I'm lying, if you think this is a game. She let the coat drop. Underneath, she was wearing a sheer silk nightgown. Her body was incredible toned, curvy, mature. She reached into her pocket and threw a foil wrapper on the table. A condom. I'll give it to you, she said, her face burning red with humiliation. Real. In the flesh. Just stop using that thing. I looked at the condom, then at her. You're trying to set me up, I said. I touch you, and tomorrow I'm in jail for assault. Nice try, Veronica. I'm not, she cried out. I just want to sleep. I'll do anything. I'll sign whatever you want. She was desperate. The sensory overload from the doll must be torture for her. Anything? Yes. I grabbed a notepad and a pen. I scribbled a quick, legally binding consent form. Veronica, last name, I'm here of my own free will, initiating sexual contact with Jack, last name, I consent to all acts. Sign it, I commanded. She didn't hesitate. She signed it with a shaking hand. I took a photo of the note and uploaded it to my cloud. Then, I tossed the condom she brought into the trash. Hey, she protested. I don't use cheap brands, I said, opening my drawer and pulling out a premium one. And don't worry, I'm not the monster you think I am. But since you're offering, I walked up to her. The tension in the room was thick enough to choke on. Bedroom, now. She bit her lip, lowered her head, and followed me. The next morning, sunlight hit my face. Veronica was sitting on the edge of the bed, buttoning her shirt. She looked different. The dark circles were gone. Her skin was glowing. It stopped, she murmured, not looking at me. After we started, the phantom touching stopped. I actually slept. Glad I could help, I said, stretching. She turned to look at me. Her eyes were complex confusion, shame, and a hint of lingering lust. This never happened, she said, her voice trying to regain its icy edge. At work, we are strangers. Sure, I shrugged. But you might want to borrow a shirt. Yours is ripped. I tossed her one of my ex old oversized hoodies. She put it on, sniffing it disdainfully, and practically ran out of the apartment. I pulled the green turtle out from under the bed. How does this work? I wondered. I decided to test it. I gave the turtle a little pat on the head. Nothing. I put it back in the closet. At work, the atmosphere was weird. Veronica wasn't screaming. She wasn't glaring. She was calm. Jack, can I see you in my office? She called out over the intercom. I walked in. She closed the blinds. Lunch, she said. With me. Is that an order? Yes. We went to a quiet bistro. She ordered a glass of wine. I haven't felt this peaceful in 5 years, she admitted, swirling the red liquid. Jack, what did you do to me? I told you. I'm just good at my job. I grinned. She stared at me intensely. I want to move in. I choked on my water. Excuse me. I'm serious. The only time the sensation stops is when I'm with you. When I'm physically with you. It neutralizes the whatever that link is. You want to live with me? You hate me? I did, she said softly. But women are emotional creatures, Jack. We follow our feelings. And right now, my feelings are telling me that I need you to function. She leaned across the table, her hand brushing mine. I'll pay half the rent. I'll cook. I'll take care of your needs. Every night. It was a tempting offer. My enemy, the VP, becoming my live-in sex slave just to stop the haunting sensations of a plush toy. 1 month, I said. And you sign a cohabitation agreement. No false accusations. Deal. The rumors at the office started swirling immediately. Are Jack and Veronica a thing? I saw them driving in together. She wasn't even yelling at him. Dude, I heard they're living together. They weren't wrong. For the past 2 weeks, my life had turned into a bizarre, twisted sitcom. We were enemies by day, but at night, we were animals. It was a transaction, pure and simple. Veronica needed my body next to hers to ground her neural pathways or whatever the hell was happening with that doll, and well, I was enjoying the perks of sleeping with the boss. She cooked. She cleaned. She was surprisingly domestic for a woman who used to threaten to fire me for breathing too loud. Jack, eat your steak, she said one evening, sliding a plate across the table. Her eyes were soft, almost loving. I made it rare. Just how you like it. You're spoiling me, Ronnie, I teased, cutting into the meat. Don't get used to it, she murmured, watching me eat with an intensity that made the hair on my arms stand up. I'm just protecting my investment. We fell into a rhythm. We'd drive to work, pretend to be professional, come home, tear each other's clothes off, eat dinner, and sleep. It was perfect. Too perfect. And then, it started on a Tuesday morning. I was brushing my teeth, staring at my reflection. I looked tired, paler than usual. I spit into the sink. Red. A bright crimson swirl mixed with the toothpaste foam. What the? I coughed, and a splatter of blood hit the mirror. I'm 28. I go to the gym. I eat clean. I don't cough up blood. Panic set in. I rinsed my mouth, but the metallic taste lingered. My stomach had been cramping for days, but I chalked it up to stress or the rich food Veronica had been cooking. I called in sick. Veronica was already at the office. I'm not feeling well, I told her over the phone. Oh no. Her voice dripped with concern. Do you want me to come home? I can make you some soup. No, I said, a cold realization washing over me. I'm just going to rest. I hung up and drove straight to the ER. Arsenic, the doctor said, looking at my chart with a frown. And traces of thallium. Excuse me, you're being poisoned, son. It's a low dose, cumulative. Someone has been feeding this to you over a period of weeks. If you hadn't come in today, your organs would have started shutting down by the weekend. The room spun. I made it rare. Just how you like it. Drink this tea. It helps with sleep. I'm just protecting my investment. Veronica. She wasn't addicted to me. She wasn't falling for me. She was fattening the pig before the slaughter. She moved in not to sleep with me, but to make sure I ate every single poison bite. I didn't go home. I went to the police station. I gave them samples of the water bottle she packed for me, and the leftovers in my fridge. Then, I went to my car, and pulled the green turtle out of the trunk. I sat in the hospital parking lot, staring at the neon green plushie. I dialed Veronica's number. Jack, how are you feeling? She sounded so sweet, so innocent. I'm at the hospital, Veronica. Oh my God. Is it serious? I'm coming right now. Don't bother, I said, my voice ice cold. The doctor says I'm poisoned. Silence on the other end. Poisoned, she repeated, her voice trembling slightly. Like food poisoning. No. Like arsenic. Like murder. Jack, that's crazy. Who would do that? I don't know, I whispered, but I'm really frustrated right now. I need to punch something. I pulled back my fist and smashed it into the turtle's stomach. Gah! Veronica gasped on the phone. The sound was wet, painful. What was that, Veronica? You okay? Oh, I just stubbed my toe, she lied, her breath hitching. Wham! I punched the turtle again, right in the chest. Stop, she screamed. Jack, stop it. Stop what? I'm just playing with my doll. The one you gave me. I grabbed the turtle by the throat and squeeze. I know it's you, I snarled. I know about the poison, and I know you can feel this. Please, she choked out. I can't breathe. Tell me why. 5 years, Veronica. You tried to kill me over a job. Come home, she wheezed. I'll tell you everything. Just let go of the doll. I didn't go home. I met her at a neutral location, a coffee shop near the precinct. I had the turtle in a bag on the table. My hand was inside the bag, resting on its neck. She looked pale. She was clutching her stomach. It's not magic, she said, her voice hollow. Explain. Neuralink technology. Our company's secret R&D division. I volunteered as a test subject. The sensors in the doll are quantum entangled with the chip in my cortex. It transmits tactile data directly to my sensory nerves. You turned yourself into a human voodoo doll. I wanted to drive you crazy, she hissed, her eyes flashing with that old hatred. I wanted you to touch it, to feel powerful, and then I was going to use the link to manipulate you. But then you moved in, and you decided to kill me instead. I couldn't help it, she snapped. Every time you touched me, I felt weak. I hated needing you. I hated that my body responded to you. The only way to be free was to get rid of you permanently. She looked at me, tears streaming down her face. Not tears of remorse, but tears of frustration. I almost had it, she whispered. Another week. You would have died of natural causes. Heart failure. You're a psychopath. I'm ambitious, Jack. There's a difference. Two police officers walked into the coffee shop. I had signaled them earlier. Veronica didn't run. She just stared at me with pure venom. I hope you rot, she spat as they cuffed her. Veronica was charged with attempted murder. The evidence was overwhelming. The poisoned food, the lab results, the unauthorized use of experimental tech. She went away. I went back to work. I got her job. Finally, I was the VP. I kept the green turtle. I cut it open and ripped out the sensors, smashing them with a hammer until they were dust. I wasn't taking any chances. Life went back to normal. I dated a few girls, but nothing stuck. It's hard to trust anyone when your last girlfriend tried to feed you arsenic lasagna. 3 months later, I got a letter from the state penitentiary. No return address. Just a folded piece of paper inside. It was a sonogram. A grainy, black and white image of a fetus. And a note, written in Veronica's elegant, sharp handwriting. You can destroy the doll, Jack, but you can't destroy the link. We're connected forever now. See you in 9 months, Daddy. I stared at the photo. My blood ran cold. The protection I used that first night, the one she brought, I threw it away. But the nights after that, the nights we were addicted to each other, we got sloppy. I dropped the letter. I could feel a phantom sensation, a cold hand gripping my heart. She won. Even from a jail cell, she won.